This podcast contains paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, where I discuss how you can grow your business by the bootstraps. This applies to all entrepreneurs, from the person just starting up to the one that is already well established. My goal is to help you grow. I am your host, Isaiah O'Connor. Okay, today's sponsor is Audible. Why Audible? Because I love Audible. Audible.com. It's a place to get audiobooks. I've been using them for probably at least a decade now. Got over 99 books. That's a lot of books. And I use them almost daily. Great place to go, just relax, get some nice fun novels, relax, chill, or if you're a business guy like me, you need to learn, you need to be on top of business, you can go and listen to a ton of great business books, personal growth books, business strategy books, anything you want to find, business, it's there, it's great. It's a great way to get data and information when you're too busy to stop and sit down and open a book. Which is kind of sad that I've got to that point, but hey, I've got 2 kids, 7 and 3. They keep me hopping in my balloon business, which is starting to come back alive. And of course, my podcast, my blog, and everything else. I got my hands full. So I use Audible, listen to books. It's a great way to get information and data. Go check them out. It's only $14.99 a month. You get 1 Audible credit and 2 Audible originals every month for that price. First month is absolutely free. You get 1 book and 2 Audible originals for free. Go check them out. And today's book I recommend is not a business book whatsoever. It is a fantasy book that I recommend, and I must admit I'm a little biased. I was part of the process of creating this fantasy book. I was a beta reader, and some of my input was used by the author to change the book into its final form. So I have to say I'm a little bit biased about this book, but I really do enjoy this book. I've listened to it multiple times, and that book is Shadow of the Conqueror. It's the first book in the Chronicles of Everfull series by Mr. Shad M. Brooks. He has a YouTube channel called Shadiversity. He talks about fantasy. He talks about medieval stuff mainly. Weapons, arms, armor. What did people really use? How did people really live? What were castles like? And of course, dragons. Can't forget dragons. If you know Shad, you know you can't forget dragons. Anyway, great book. I did personally have a hand in helping with the creative process of that book, which was really amazing. So go check it out. Shadow of the Conqueror by Shad M. Brooks. If you like fantasy, if you need just a break and escape from all the craziness of 2020, go check it out. Great book. Shad's a great guy. It's Audible. You can get it for free first time you sign up. You keep it forever. Anyway, let's get into this. So there seems to be a rather strong trend where when you play politics with your product or service and you go woke and you start going after people who are not woke, whatever that means, you go broke. Now, at this point, you probably figured out I'm not a fan of being wokeness or playing politics in business. I'm not a fan either way. Now, if you want to be woke, that's fine. If you don't want to be woke, that's also fine to me. Whatever. However, when you pick a side publicly and you start attacking the opposite viewpoint, you got to be careful. As I've said in the past when I've talked about politics and business, If you suddenly pick a side and you start doing stuff that's one-sided, you might lose a lot of customers. Especially if you don't know your target market demographics, you might, or even ignore them, you might anger more people than you'll please, and that can cost you a lot of money. Or, in the case of today's get woke, go broke story, get sued and potentially be sued into oblivion, or actually inauguration, but that's another, I'll clarify in a moment, like Patreon. Now, I today deleted my Patreon account. I withdrew my money and shut it down. So now, if you'd like to donate to me, you can buy me a cup of coffee at buymeacupofcoffee.com/bootstrap. I love it. It's not political. It's a very similar layout to Patreon. And I got in early enough to get the easy URL of buymeacoffee.com/bootstrap. Gotta love it. It's nice and easy. Anyway, so the reason I deleted Patreon was not because of them being woke or their political bias or anything else along those lines. Well, I would probably not be pleased with that type of thing. That in and of itself would not make me just up and leave the platform. What made me leave the platform was their legal problems, and the fact is they may very well be gone completely. They might be completely lost, maybe bought out by another company, or who knows what, but they really messed up really, really bad and started to pull some very shady dealings with their clients and customers, violating California law and losing a lawsuit and then losing an injunction on the lawsuit. And they're in really hot water and they may not survive this legal battle because they've lost already at every turn. And I'm going to explain it as best as I can, but I am not a lawyer. I'm a business guy who studies business and balloons and different things. However, I looked it up, and one of my favorite YouTubers, actually, a YouTube channel called Viva Fry, is a lawyer who breaks down current cases and does a really good job at analysis of what's going on with cases in media, in not just media, but in the public realm. So court cases, including Patreon's court case, or even he went through and analyzed the impeachment trial, anything big media story or somewhat big media story, he gives a breakdown as a lawyer who turned YouTuber. Great guy. Anyway, he has a complete, very thorough, very lawyer speak breakdown that I highly suggest go take a look. We'll throw a link in there. Help his channel out. He's a great guy. Completely not paid promotion on that at all. I just like the guy. And if you want a decent breakdown, go check that out. So here's the case as far as I understand it. It started when Patreon started banning different creators for violation of their rules, which would be completely fine, except for there was this guy, Benjamin, I can't think of his real name. His handle is Sargon of Akkad. Benjamin something, I can't remember. But, point being, Patreon just randomly went through, found a video he did, decided it violated their hate speech policy, and then banned his account, costing him a large chunk of money. Just flat out, you violate our rules, we're banning your account, no warning. Poof, gone. problem was, if he did that, writing a blog on Patreon or producing content of any sort on Patreon, on the platform, releasing this said content on the platform, they would be completely 100% in their rights to do so. Now, he, like most creators I've known, don't really post content on Patreon. They just kind of use it as their account to talk to their fans, to make money, to interact with their community. They don't usually post a lot of content out there unless it's extra stuff. You know, you subscribe for this much, you get to watch some videos, you do this much, then perhaps you get to be in our chat, whatever. But they don't usually do a lot of posting of videos and stuff on Patreon. And that's fine. However, here's the problem. Patreon employees went to this guy's YouTube channel, went to his Twitter feed. They went back months. They went back 10 months before they did it. Something that occurred 10 months later, one of the employees went and found something they found offensive on a different platform that was not connected to theirs. And then they banned him for that, for their opinion of what hate speech is. Now, I didn't see the whole video and content, the questionable video. I've heard both sides. Knowing that some of the other guys and the few guys I trust in the news cycle have talked about this as well. Apparently, this guy, Sargon of Akkad, he was using slurs used against him back at the people who used them against him. I won't go into further detail than that because I don't want to get in trouble on any platform or anything else. But suffice it to say, somebody called him a bad name, and he goes, well, no, you're this bad name. Well, back to you. Mature? Probably not. But understand his frustration? Sure. Now, Patreon decided that, oh, he's not upset and going after these guys that are going after him. He's using hate speech. Forget the guys use the hate speech against him and he's just flipping the script. Right? Well, he used hate speech. This is not on our platform. This is 10 months ago. And now we're going to ban him and remove his income. Just straight up take it away. Poof, gone. Now, that caused Jordan Peterson and let's see, who else was there? Dave Rubin and Sam Harris. 3 big names to all leave Patreon. That was a big hit. Then, of course, Sargon of Akkad sued Patreon for forcing him to be in breach of contract with the people that were supporting him. Again, it's really legal, but basically by just arbitrarily canceling the connection between him and his supporters, he violated the contract he had with them to provide them, the content and the feed back and forth. They broke the contract that he had between them. As a third party came in and broke a contract they had no legal right to break. As best I understand the legal terms. Again, check out the legal vlog Viva Fry does. He breaks it down and he actually knows what he's talking about. He's a lawyer. But that was bad enough. They basically tried to shut down a guy because they didn't like his political viewpoints for something he said on a different platform 10 months before. They went digging for dirt. That's pretty bad. And I don't care about your political viewpoints. If you're doing that, I'm going to be a little bit wary about using your product. If I know that you're going to be looking at anything I've said or done on any platform and come after me because of it, that's really bad. By the way, if you're out there using Patreon, Just as a thought, this might be a good time to remove your money because they might not be around. Because here's what happened next. Sargon of Akkad called all his users to sue Patreon for doing this. Go after Patreon. Well, according to Patreon's terms of service, you could not sue them, but you had to go into arbitration with a paid arbiter and make that as a legal final settlement. And if it goes beyond then, you can take it to small claims court, etc., etc., etc. But you have to go to arbitration first. Problem was, they then changed the rules, the terms of service, so that you couldn't take it to arbitration after they tried to take it to arbitration. A lot of customers too, maybe in the hundreds of people doing this, at least 70, 80, I don't know, I didn't get the full number. And they changed the rules and tried to say, oh, no, you can't sue us or take us to arbitration. Look, our new terms of service. Hey, look, all of a sudden we changed it. So they sued Patreon. They took it to California court, and California court said, no, not only can you not change the rules of service, the terms of service, and then not follow through with the original service agreement, that's wrong, but now you have to pay $10,000 each to everyone who comes after you for arbitration, the full arbitration fees, $10,000 each, and they keep that to pay for the arbitration expense. And here, right there, this is a major hit. This is very bad for Patreon because now the followers of Sargon and Akkad and potentially Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin and all these other guys can also seek arbitration fees. This could jump into the millions of dollars Patreon will have to pay out to these people by court order. And then, to top it off, they sought an emergency injunction to stop this payment process. And that will be in the link. And the court went, no. That's my non-court lawyer speak summation of the entire document. But yeah, that's basically it. It's like, no, you're wrong here. 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 And injunction denied. So now Patreon, and this was a few days ago, was on the 2nd of August. I already had a stack of podcasts I was planning to do in a row, so couldn't get to it. But that now means that Patreon's going to be paying out hundreds, if not millions, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, which they may or may not have on hand. And what will happen is we'll have to use money that has been pledged and not withdrawn to cover that, possibly, which means if someone's paid money to your Patreon account and you haven't bothered to go around and withdraw it, there is a possibility. I don't know for sure if they'll do it. I don't know if they're legally allowed to do it, but they might be desperate enough to take the money that's been transferred into your Patreon account, use that money to pay the legal fees, hope they win and get the money back before you withdraw the money. Let's see if I can make this a little bit more clear, just in case. It's like you loan $10 to a friend. That friend makes $10 back, and he's going to come pay you in a week. Someone else comes up and goes, oh no, you owe me $10 now. So he now takes your $10 he owes you, pays it to this other guy, and hopes he can get the $10 back before he has to pay you at the end of the week. And if he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble. More or less, that's the position they may very well find themselves in. And hearing this, and again, I can't guarantee that that's going to happen, But when a company's facing hundreds of thousands, tens, hundreds, millions of dollars in losses, losing court case after court case after court case, it's probable they might not last. They might not exist. And they've already taken so many hits. I thought I'd get out before I'd get out while the getting was good. But to sum up, Patreon picked a side, started arbitrarily enforcing its own political views on people. They got a lot of people angry at them. They got massively huge named people leaving the account with millions of followers leaving with them. Several creators, including one of the guys I follow, a guy named Tim Pool, lost a lot of money because all of a sudden all these people were boycotting Patreon. So there's a lot of creators that have been losing money because of these boycotts and everything else is going on. So yeah, they picked a side and they really got political, or apparently so, and got a lot of people angry. So if you do this, if you pick a side and get people angry, it will hurt you very badly, if not completely destroy you. So again, if you're not a political company, don't pick sides. Just be a company that provides a service. It's better for you. So yeah, don't go woke. Don't go broke. If you support woke causes, great. Do that privately. Don't make it a part of your company. Now, again, the only time this works is if you are a political pundit. Your whole company is a political company. If you're a politician, obviously, this is the type of thing that you would do. Of course, if your business is politics, beautiful, great. Be as political as you want, be as obnoxious as you want, be as aggressive and uncomfortable as you want. I don't care. If you're a political beast, then you're a political beast. Great. Go. I bless you. Have fun. But if you're not a political beast, if you're a place like, say, Home Depot, I just need a hammer. I just need some nails. Don't tell me what my politics are. And worse, if you're a Patreon and you're just trying to, a company like Patreon, you're just trying to connect people to their fans, sure, you want to keep some security and safety on, make sure, kids aren't being hurt or something like that. Yeah. But outside of that, don't be banning people because you don't agree with their political viewpoint. It's bad for business. Anyway, there's my thoughts. Remember, you can now support me at buymeacoffee.com/bootstrap. I love that. That right there would probably make me switch just because I would be able to get a /bootstrap on there. Anyway, you all have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye. Remember to get your free half-hour consultation by using our contact page and the links below. If you found value in this content, please give us a 5-star rating on whichever podcast platform you use. It is very helpful if you share this with your friends. If you'd like to directly support this podcast, I have a few donation links in the description, or you can check out the show sponsors. You have been listening to the O'Connor Bootstrap podcast, which is an Atheoz Business Solutions podcast. Our companion podcast, the Atheoz Business Podcast, which is hosted by Jason St. Clair. Our past episodes and related blogs, you can check out our website at www.atheoz.com, which is www.atheoz.com or atheoz.com. Remember, you can also check us out on the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast Facebook group, where you can interact with me and other people who are bootstrappers and entrepreneurs. The link is in the description. Come check us out. I would love to interact with you. And until next time, I'm your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor. See you later.